Hello, my co-hosts. Hope you're doing well. I'm your host, Tyrannosaurus Senpai, and welcome to yet another episode of Tyrannosaurus Senpai's Toy Reviews. And today, we got another unboxing for the Mesozoic Planet line from, once again, Marco Makes. Oh boy, we're getting quite a lot, aren't we? The previous two unboxings we've had of this particular line was a Tyrannosaurus Rex and a Velociraptor. I'll have like a bubble or something up there, hopefully. Or is it up there? I don't know. Marco has finally released the third dinosaur in this line, and I think it's safe to say that he's now doing each dinosaur in the order of the episodes they came in. So we had coasts, we had deserts. So the next one that we have here is freshwater, and the next dinosaur we're going to be getting from this line is from Arctic, I think the episode was called. I don't precisely remember. And then the next one will be oh, it was Ice Worlds. Okay, never mind. It wasn't Arctic, it was Ice Worlds. Jeez, what came after that? I'm drawing a blank. Forest. Okay. Oh, I'm such an idiot. And I think it's gonna bounce back to coasts, which is gonna be pretty cool. But anyway, enough of that. Let's actually talk about the dinosaur we're gonna be unboxing today, and it is the Deinocheirus. And I've already fiddled around with this figure in this packaging, and it looks beautiful. Look at that. It looks so amazing. The crisp detail and all that. So, it has the basic, basic box that box packaging you would see in a Mesozoic Planet packaging. We have the Mesozoic Planet logo there, because Prehistoric Planet means copyright. We have the biome over here, which is freshwater, because Deinocheirus was semi-aquatic. We have the Marco Makes logo here, the name of the dinosaur, Deinocheirus. And down here we had handmade dinosaur figure for adult collectors only, made in England, which looks fantastic. And also, he went creative, he's always creative, that's a given. And made the little name tag here, as if it was underwater. And you have this little layer where, when you put a camera in water, or you're have your goggles in water, you see this little fine layer where the water is. That's so incredible. He's also had pebbles or some kind of sea silt over there on the bottom. And then on the back of the box, here we have a lovely diorama, which I think Sora made, which looks beautiful, by the way. They even made that little tree there, and it looks fantastic. We have the name Deinocheirus there on top of the box, and on this side we have freshwater, Mesozoic Planet. And under the Mesozoic Planet logo, we have a scale of the Deinocheirus compared to a human, and it is massive. It is absolutely gigantic. We have tall grass here, not tall grass really, because it was probably reeds or cattails or something like that. But then we have the Deinocheirus here, right up against the tree, like it did in the episode where it was scratching its back, which is pretty cool. And then we got some facts about the dinosaur, and I'll read them out. Deinocheirus was an unusual ornithomimosaur, the largest of the clade at 11 meters, 36 feet long. The arms were among the longest of any bipedal dinosaur. The blunt and short hand claws of Deinocheirus indicate that the long arms and claws were used for digging and gathering plants. The blunt claws on the feet would have helped the animal from sinking into substrate when wading. The skull had a wide bill and a deep lower jaw, similar to those of hadrosaurs. The beak was similar to that of ducks, which indicates it may have likewise foraged in water. And then, of course, underneath it is the same message from the back, from the front, which is handmade dinosaur figure for adult collectors only, made in England. And then we have the Marco Makes logo right there at the bottom right corner on the back of the box. So I'm going to go ahead and compare the packaging for this to the other two packagings that we got, which I kept. So first thing I noticed is that it's actually smaller than the other two. I have no problems with that. It was just something I noticed. Also, these backgrounds look beautiful. So we got the coastal, which was the T-Rex right here, and it looks absolutely amazing with the footprints and the beach and all that. And then we had the Velociraptors, which was like, just a desert biome, nothing really much going on. And now we have the Deinocheirus here, and that looks incredible. I'm looking forward to seeing what it does for the Arctic world one, which I think the next one's actually going to be the Pachyrhinosaurus, and then a Corythoraptor, which I'm excited for because I don't think Marco's released ceratopsians outside the Minisaur line. So I think that's enough about the packaging and general information. So now let's get to the meat and bones of this video and get this Deinocheirus out of the box. And it's not that difficult. All you gotta do is just cut the little plastic you see here, and it's free. I tend to cut them off completely because I want the package to be display worthy or whatever. Maybe like if I were to use it for photos. I mean, I can't be the only one who collects these. And here it is, folks. The Mesozoic Planet Deinocheirus. I think I know. This is actually my very first Deinocheirus figure from any line. Same with Marco makes Rubbersaurus Atrociraptor, so this is incredible. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at our feathered boy. So funny thing, as I was editing, I forgot to mention in the unboxing that this figure also came with a certificate of authenticity to certify that the product you have purchased is an authentic and handcrafted model made by Marco Makes. And we have the date 7/11/2020 and the signature from Marco Makes. And Marco was also kind enough to send the certificate of authenticity for the Atrociraptor. Panther certificate forgot to include. Sorry, Sora. You're all good, Sora. I'm just gonna peel that off though. And there it is. So each of these figures will now come with a certificate of authenticity. So professional, I love it. And of course, we have the basic stuff here. The business cards, the stickers, and of course, the little pamphlet you get with each figure. I won't read it this time around just because I forgot to read it before. But anyway, I just want to do a small little interjection before we actually unbox this Deinocheirus. So now with that said, back to the video. So let's take a good look at this guy. So it has the basic shape of a Deinocheirus. We have the long duck-like beak, which is very unique to this specific dinosaur. I know it looks kind of like a hadrosaur, but let's be honest, this thing is more duck-like, or maybe duck isn't the right one. It looks kind of like a spoonbill, actually. And I used to see them all the time in Florida. Also, will that camera focus, please? Damn it. There you go. I also like, if you look closely to the beak, you can actually see that he's sculpted ridges along the edge there, which is a nice bit of detail there that I don't think I see a lot in figures. Then we go here, we have a tiny eye, and it's like a pinhole or something. A small head, really long neck with drooping feathers here. Then we have this huge humpback that Deinocheirus is kind of known for. There are very few dinosaurs that have humps like that. Well, Deinocheirus has this hump specifically, but Acrocanthosaurus kind of had a hump, only it was less noticeable than this. Spinosaurus also had a really long spine, but that was more like a sail than it was a hump. Despite what the memes are saying. And here we have another key trait of the Deinocheirus, which are the long arms with the huge claws. They are absolutely massive. I remember reading information about this dinosaur when I was young. Like, before we found, like, full skeletons of it, people were saying that it must have been, like, a therizinosaur or something. I read that, like, some people originally thought it was a carnivore, or maybe it used its claws for self-defense. Now we know it's actually kind of like a herbivore, piscivore sort of thing. And it did probably use its claws for defense, but also used it for foraging. You know, looking at this, it kind of makes me want a Mesozoic Planet Therizinosaurus now. That would be awesome. Oh my god. I would love to have, like, a scientifically correct Therizinosaurus from this line. It'd be so cool. But anyway, and the way he sculpted the feathers is really cool too. And the paintwork on it is just fantastic. Like, it makes the feathers pop in a way that I didn't see in the Velociraptor. It looks all right, but it looks smooth on that figure, and we'll get to that later. He's even, like, dry brushed over the hands. Look at that. You can see, like, each individual, like, scoot on the fingers. This looks beautiful. Then we move on to the legs, which were really short. I mean, because ornithomimids had really long legs. They were very ostrich-like, and one of their key traits was, like, they had really long legs for running. Deinocheirus, being almost the size of a T-Rex, kind of can't run as fast as an regular ornithomimosaur, like Gallimimus or Struthiomimus or whatever. But I don't think it really needed to, because it could defend itself with the claws and all that. And then, of course, we move on. We have a very long, very shaggy tail. I think this model kind of reminds me, well, not only of the Prehistoric Planet Therizinosaurus, because this is what it's based on, but I always thought the one from the documentary kind of reminded me of the ones that we see in Prehistoric Kingdom, which are amazing, and I would love to see if they actually did, like, an action figure line for that. Not Marco specifically, but, like, the company that made Prehistoric Kingdom, kind of like what the Isle want to do or whatever. Yeah, this figure is absolutely beautiful, and the paintwork is just as amazing. The beak is a nice bright orange with 2 black nostrils, black around the mouth to show, where the mouth, is, because it's closed. A nice vivid bright blue around the face, yellow for the eyes, and a tiny, 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 tiny black pupil. How did they do that? There's no way they did that with just a cocktail stick or whatever. That has to be, like, some really tiny, like, brush or something. That's incredible. Then we move on here. We have a nice brown covering most of the animal with a light beige dry brush. I was struggling to find the words there. All along the body, and we have these faded orange stripes along the spine that start right around here at the base of the neck, down towards here at the center of the tail. And I'm pretty sure there's a lighter color here along the belly that goes all along the underside of the dinosaur. We also have black claws, and these are really sharp, by the way. Not sharp to I think they could hurt somebody, but they really are kind of sharp. And we also have black toenails and even black dew claws. And they're puny. Absolutely puny. That's amazing. This is one of the best dinosaur figures I think I've ever seen. I was about to say it's probably one of the best Deinocheirus figures I've ever seen, but let's be totally honest. This is my first ever Deinocheirus, so I can't really pass judgment, can I? But Marco's figures are generally really good, sculpt-wise and paint-wise. So, yeah, I'd say this is a pretty good Deinocheirus. And I was so surprised to see that, like, this was going to be another dinosaur we were going to be getting from this line, like, straight away. My only gripe, and this is from, like, me personally, I don't think anyone else is bothered because it's Deinocheirus, is that we didn't really get a dinosaur that wasn't a theropod this time. Because the last 2 dinosaurs from this line were also theropods. I mean, T-Rex and Velociraptor. And the next one we're getting is, it's not a theropod, but it's a ceratopsian. But the one after that's a theropod. So I'm hoping that somewhere down the line we'll get other. I know we're gonna get other dinosaurs, but I'm hoping that in the next wave of these figures, we'll probably get some more, non-theropod dinosaurs. I'm not complaining because it's Marco makes, but I'd like to see more than just theropods, every now and again. So that's the Deinocheirus all done. Talked about. Let's go ahead and move on to comparisons. Here it is, alongside the Mesozoic Planet Velociraptor, and you can see what I'm talking about, right? Like, this detail looks crisp and stuff. This Velociraptor looks a bit smooth. It even feels smooth in some areas. And there's no dry brushing along the top of the body. There's dry brushing along the belly and all that, but the rest of the figure looks smooth. It's not that I don't like it. I think it's an amazing Velociraptor for what it is. But the detail in this Deinocheirus is so much more crisper than this Velociraptor, if you know what I mean. And here we have it next to the Mesozoic Planet T-Rex. And funnily enough, I'd say that these two dinosaurs might actually be in scale with each other. Because T-Rex is like 40 feet or somewhere around that range. And Deinocheirus is like 36, according to the packaging. So if we put them like this, the T-Rex is actually longer than this Deinocheirus by a little bit. So if I didn't know any better, I would say that these two dinosaurs are actually somewhat in scale with each other, which is awesome. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but that's pretty cool. And for one more comparison, and also like a shameless plug-in, here it is, next to the Beast of the Mesozoic, 1/18 scale Velociraptor. Nothing else really much to say. The only real difference between this, detail there is incredible. Paintwork, incredible on both these figures. Only difference, this one's articulated. But this is a line that's not meant to be articulated. It's meant to replicate the Walking with Dinosaurs figures from the old days. So it's perfectly fine as like a standalone static figure. All in all, the Deinocheirus figure that you see here, it is absolutely beautiful. It has an amazing sculpt, a beautiful paint job, with so much detail like revealed with the dry brushing. It looks fantastic. And I'd say this is a good introduction to those that like never had a Deinocheirus figure in their dinosaur collection. Because honestly, man, Marco Mix is really doing God's work with this line. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he has planned next. I know he's been working on other models behind the scenes, like a Tarbosaurus, Deinocheirus, Turangosaurus, I think it's called. I'm looking forward to seeing more of that, because this is awesome. But anyway, I hope you did enjoy today's video. I think next week I am actually going to do the live stream where I'm going to be painting the replacement head and feet for my Hammond Collection Velociraptor. And I will also be, in that same live stream, I will be painting some more coloration on my Hammond Collection Dilophosaurus. And I will be completely painting my Minisaurus Giganotosaurus that I got. The reason I haven't done a review on that figure yet is because I wanted to do that like during the live stream. But anyway, I hope you did enjoy today's video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe today, hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything new. Link in the description for my Discord and my Twitch. Thank you, Marco, Sora, and everyone else who worked on this figure and packaging. And until next time, this is Tyranno Senpai, signing off. Alrighty then, take care now. Bye-bye then.